This lesson proves how easy it is to make really big improvements with your driver swing with minimal changes.
Yes, we really believe this lesson is going to be a big eye-opener for you. Now, before we get into the lesson, if you've not yet subscribed to the channel and you want to make some big improvements to your game, make sure you hit the subscribe to never miss a video.
Let's get to the lesson and show you how we helped Andy.
Let's see some shots straight down at that yellow flag in the distance. Very nice.
All right.
So 11 handicap, Andy. Single figures is what you want to get down to, yeah?
Exactly, yep. And I got more of a fade slice miss, so trying to minimize the boomerang.
Minimize the curve on that one, yep. Yeah? Very nice. So there's a good example of a really good shot for you. Tiny bit of fade, but nice strong flight.
There it is.
Okay. So there's the one. That's a big miss.
Yeah.
I mean, we're probably 50 to 60 yards off there, but that's the one that's the one that gets you in trouble. Okay, let's tee another ball up for me, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go through. I think my job today is to you want to be more consistent. We want to take the big miss out of play. I think we can do that relatively quickly. But I also think we can gain some yards and some performance out of the driver. Certainly the strike, there's a couple of mishits, but priority first is I want to take out the right side of the course. So and you're happy with the fade, you said, didn't you? You quite like the fade?
Yeah, it feels natural to me, so I want to embrace that.
So a fade is good. If you can consistently hit that fade, it's absolutely fine. So let's just set up for me there, and I just want to go through a couple of things. First thing we're going to do, don't move a muscle for me. Okay. And this has been consistent on every single shot that you've hit today. I'm just going to place this down. I roughly want to get these parallel. So just step back, probably not quite, step back and just have a look where these parallel lines are actually pointing to.
Yep.
In relation to target.
More of a closed stance.
More of a closed stance. Every single shot that you've hit today has had that closed stance. When we look at the full swing, the average path was 1 degree to the right. But when we look at the golf swing on screen, we saw that your club was over the top. The backswing was really, really nice on plane, but on the downswing, it was more over the top on the way down. So the path was left from a plane perspective, but the full swing's saying it's right. The only reason it's saying it's right is because we're aiming a long way right, swinging over to the left. Therefore, there's a bit of a mismatch really. Now, if you want to play a fade, it's really, really hard to do it when you're aiming a long way right. You have to swing a long way left to do that. So the number one thing that we're going to do to start with, I'm going to aim you maybe a little left of target, just completely open you out, because then whenever somebody aims right consistently, intuitively we know the target's over here, so we'll swing in that direction. It's okay maybe if the feet are a little closed, but if everything with the feet, the hips and the shoulders tend to point that way, it just shifts the whole path that way. Gotcha. And then we have to make compensations. So the number one thing that we're going to do to start with is I'm going to get you aim left. But then we're going to do a little bit of work on your downswing because your backswing is so good. I want to see your swing working back and down on the same plane. It's going to help with the height, it's going to help with the strike, and it's going to help with the distance as well. But overall consistency is going to be huge. Now, if you have a look down the range, where does it feel like you're aiming there?
Definitely more left.
More left, yeah?
Yeah, maybe right to the right of that green flag.
Okay. We might do one more change in a minute in the setup, but the first thing I'm going to do is just get you to hit a few shots from feeling open when it's actually pretty parallel to target. Let's see what happens. Okay. That's the first thing, but then we might do one more change in the setup which will really help the height, and then we'll get into the golf swing, because the downswing there's no way you can change your downswing by aiming that far right, because if you swung on plane aiming that far right, it would hit it even further right.
Yep.
Does that make sense, yeah?
Yep.
So let's hit a few shots then for us, Andy. Okay. So when you look at that shot, it's your fade, it's your miss. But that miss when you aim to the right is your 50-yarder.
Right.
That one there, you aim straight, you've missed it slightly. That's what I want to be able to do. Let's hit a few more of these.
Okay.
There you go. Now, that's what I really wanted to see, a shot like that. That's still faded slightly, but it's missed to the left of the target.
Yep.
But now what we're going to start to see is when we look at the full swing, we're going to now see a true path. So when we look at club path now, it's 5.6 left. Because now you're aiming square, we're still swinging over the top, but now we know the path is to the left now. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to show you where your ball position is. So the ball position is a little further back in the stance.
Yeah.
So I'd like it to be, think about this as well. Let me just swap places again.
Sure.
The more the ball is back in the stance, because the club's working on an arc, the more the ball is back in the stance, the more the face is going to want to point to the right. Now, if we move the ball way forward in the stance, let's say it was outside my left heel, from here, if I swing down now, the club face is square, but as it goes past my left heel, the club face is now going to be pointing left. By moving the ball forward in the stance, it actually gives you more time to square the face and less chance of it going to the right. The next thing I want you to do now, to completely take the right out of it, is we're going to get the ball position somewhere close to this front heel. At the minute yours is about here, I want to get it all the way up here.
Back at the heel.
So next few shots, ball's going to be forward, we're going to be aiming in a good place. It's going to be really hard to hit the ball right now.
Oh, baby.
Okay. Very, very nice. Just interesting that what we've got there, we've got a path that's 1 degree left now. And we haven't touched your golf swing yet. Probably the best shot you've hit today.
Yeah.
Height on that one, just interesting enough. I mean, that was, I'm not sure the path. I mean, look at that, it's -0.2 left now.
Wow.
And you're not, because you're a good golfer, we're intuitively making changes now without you having to consciously do it. That last shot that you hit there was 72 feet apex. Earlier, it was 49 average. That one was so much higher. That was really good.
And that's probably a function of me also coming back up because the ball's a little bit more forward.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. One thing I just want to maybe quickly check with you, Andy, there. Just want to get, if you notice, if I put a line across your shoulders compared to the line on the ground there, where do you notice that is?
I'm aiming left.
Okay, so let's just get these matching on the ground. All I want you to do from here, don't change anything,
Okay.
but this.
I'll lean back.
It's not necessarily lean back, it's maybe a touch. It's just drop this right shoulder back. So now what we've got, the forearms are more parallel.
Oh, gotcha.
So it's actually dropping the right, sort of twisting the body without the legs moving so much. It's more of the shoulders.
Got it.
It's going to feel a little weird. You're definitely going to feel a bit more behind it. So just come this way.
More.
There you go, that's it. Now get the club next to the ball still. There you go. Now if we look down there here now we've got everything. We'll come to this side. Forearms and shoulders are all parallel now to the target line. So it's going to feel really weird, but this is going to help the height, but it's also going to help the path.
Oh, snap hook.
Okay, first one you've hit to the right there. And again.
So not as bad as the
No.
original miss.
That is the height that we want you hitting the driver. And that's, I would say that's going to be somewhere close to mid-80s, 78. So just short. Highest one you've hit though, that one really, from a good strike.
Yeah.
Path on that one, 1.3 to the right. So your path now is actually it's going the other way.
The way I'm trying to do it.
And we don't, the thing is for me now as well, I don't want you to try and change the path at all, because if you want to play a fade, we want the path left. So we don't have to have any conscious thought of, let's shift the path, let's close the face. We're just really giving your body now and your mind going, oh, I can free things up now because I know that it's not going to go right. And I know that the situation and the aim is in a real good place. How does it feel, Andy?
Feels great. Definitely feels more open. I got to keep inching my way back a little bit to get to the right spot. So that I got to just practice, I think. If I could bring this to the tee box, this would be perfect.
There you go. Okay. Now, look at the difference in height. I mean, that's that.
Turn it into Dustin Johnson, not Charlie Hodgson.
There's your best one for me. Best one there.
Good.
233, 83 feet on that one. 83 feet. Let's keep going. So one thing as well that I just encourage you to do now. Do you know when you got the sky shots earlier?
Yep.
This is why you have it a little low. What I'd encourage now on your practice to gradually work your way up. A little higher.
Higher.
But with where you're swinging, with how you're swinging it now, this is going to encourage a better motion from your new setup. So from going from steep, Andy would tee the ball low because that would help him hit the ball at the middle. But now we've changed his setup. We want to encourage a more shallow approach. If the ball's on the deck, you're going to swing even steeper. When the ball gets higher, it encourages a shallower motion. So as we gradually move this ball higher on the tee now, it's going to encourage Andy to move in a slightly better way. Think about this. We're letting the environment shape how you swing. So your setup with the alignment, your ball position, where that is, tee height, it's all conditioning you to actually swing in a better way without you thinking, turn the club, swing to the right. Yep. You're doing all that actually without having to think about it.
Yeah, and even just having the ball forward more feels like it's going to be easier to hit a higher teed shot.
Exactly. You're 3 degrees up on that one in terms of attack angle. So, just watch where this carries to, Andy.
I'm cured.
Okay, let's take a look then on screen at the difference between the before and after. Obviously now what we've got is we've got the alignment now perfectly parallel. We've got the shoulders a little squarer in the setup, and as a result of that now, from seeing the shots and making those adjustments, the downswing now is a lot more closer to playing, hence the slightly higher ball flight and also the difference in carry. Awesome work, awesome work.
Thank you so much.
Great stuff, guys. Look, if you enjoyed that, then make sure you check out this video. It's really going to help, and also don't forget to download the Me and My Golf app, and we'll see you next time.